Hi guys, can you hear me? This is Namkraft and welcome to another season of Starcraft English commentary. We're going to continue with the Laddernet series game between random pro gamers on the internet, and this time around it's going to be Stork once again, focusing, fighting, annihilating another player, and it is going to be an amateur. Not really an amateur, Rich. He is, he's played a few games against some of the top pro gamers and he's won some games. But let's see how he fares against the commander. Making no mistake, this is going to be a PvP played on the map Metropolis. Let me just quickly show you what this map photo looks like. There it is, Metropolis, with Stork spawning at the bottom left of the screen in the blue color, and Rich spawning in the top right of the screen in the teal color. I have not watched this game, but I know it is epic. So please go ahead and enjoy this game for me. And actually this game, I don't have the hotkeys of either of the players. I apologize for that. But let's just move on with the facts. Anyways, it's going to be a cross-spawning position. Just I guess in general, where are the players standing? Here are the top 10 Broodwar players for your understanding. So as you can see, Stork is not in the top 10. We have Flash, Snow, Summer, etc., etc. So those are the people that are in the top 10. Anyhow, what can we say about Rich? Do we have any information about him apart from the fact that he's a high-level amateur player as well? I don't have any player card for him, but I know that his nickname is SRich, and he's also Kim Seong Hyun. This is his other name, or alias rather, and he's born in 1995, and he's got about 700 subscribers on Africa TV. So I guess that is about it. What can we say about this game? Let's just continue on with the details. And looks like Rich is coming out with an early probe scout, directly going cross-map scouting. Let's see if Stork will pick this up. Yeah, he sees the probe. Another question is, where will he actually go and continue with the scouting pattern? Looks like Stork also checks out the center. Very interesting, because both of these players, I think they have gone for early core without Zealot. No, it says say that Stork has gone for Zealot first. Whereas Rich on the other side of the map looks like he is gonna skip a Zealot and go directly into Dragoons. As you can see, Stork is gonna be scouting at the bottom right corner of the screen here. So his Zealot will not be useful. He's actually using his Zealot to chase the probe, whereas Rich would directly makes a Dragoon. There it is. In PvP, we all know that the most important thing is going to be information, because sometimes you can have some crazy builds like Dark Templar rushes, or triple gateway or quadruple gateway attacks against the Nexus openings or something like that. So it's very important to kind of see what the other guys is doing, or guess with imperfect information what the other guys is doing, and proceed from that. By the way, I will tell you about some interesting stuff, because this game will be long. I was just looking around and researching about what kind of games out there are computers dominating humans, and apparently games that have perfect information. So for example, chess and Go and Chinese chess and Othello, those are the games that have perfect information. So computers have beaten humans many times over in the last 10 years. But some games that don't have a perfect information, for example, poker has not yet been fully solved by computers. Why? Because the computer doesn't know what the other guy has in his hands. And actually the computer has problem playing against multiple players on the same table. I think it's been quite easily solved for the AI to beat one human player in poker, but playing against a group of 5 or 6 players is not been easy for the computer to play, because the complexity of the decision tree just became too difficult. Of course, another game that the computer has not beat humans are Starcraft games. Both Starcraft 1 and Starcraft 2 have not yet been beaten by computers yet, so we shall expect a bit more work on that. But anyways, looks like Rich is gonna come across the map here and try to attack. He's got only 2 Dragoons, and actually he has seen 3 Dragoons and 1 Zealot. He's gonna back up, so both players have about the same build order here. We're gonna be having a Robo coming up from Rich. And as for, by the way, his name is Rich, not Reach. Reach is a completely different player. We will have a triple gateway with Robo now from Stork, And as from Rich, he's gonna be going for double gateway as well. Excuse me, both players gonna be going for double gateway and a robotics. Very similar build from both of these players. Supply is dead even as well. Stork and Rich are both at 36, very equivalent to APM. Rich is of course being very methodical, coming out here and planting out various pylons across the various corners of his bases to make sure that he can actually spot flying units. There's a robotics, and then the observatory coming out now from Rich. And as for Stork, I think it's about the same. There's robotics, and he goes for the observatory and robotic support bay for the reavers. So very much standard play style here. And actually neither of these players have lost anything except for a scouting unit. I think Stork lost his scouting probe. I don't know if Rich has lost anything at all. He might not have lost anything at all, but anyways, we're going to be having 4 Dragoons now from Rich. And as from Stork, 5 Dragoons and a Zealot. The Observer is going to get made by both of these players now. Identical build so far. No engagements means that the two players will save up a lot of money, a lot of resources to make a big army and go for huge engagement in the middle of the part of the game. So we shall expect that big battles. So I guess it's going to be the time for me to start to thank some of my fans that supported me in the last 30 days. Here are the names. We have 4 members of the Jim Rainer's Raiders clan, which are relevant owners: Mr. Sullivan, Mr. Bobby Fisher, Mr. Chen, as well as Mr. C. Goblin. Thank you for your Jim Rainer support. And if you want, you can go ahead and move up to the Tassada's Disciple support. That is if you bought me coffee in the last 30 days of value between $5 and $10. And beyond Tassada's Disciples, we will have Queens of Blades. So those are people who have bought coffee, $15. So basically that is the kind of tiers, and there's a lot of perks associated with each tier. If you are just a Jim Rainer's Raiders clan members, you would just get verbal shout out from me, and maybe you can have some nice information from me. But if you become a Tassada Disciple, you get access to guaranteed to be Epic Games release early without ads, and a hand-prompted AI photo, AI avatar in my cast. If you become a Queen's Disciples, you will get to receive a hand-prompted AI video, and I will feature your name inside the screen of the games in some nice formatting that I will come up later. Of course, you also have other benefits as a Queens of Blades, which are one-on-one meeting with me in Vietnam, my home country. If you come here, I will buy you coffee. So go ahead and plan your trip to Vietnam and become a Queens of Blades Disciple. Anyways, back to this game. What are we seeing? Looks like Rich rather is going to try to attack here with a Shuttle and Reaver. Both the players are investing to Shuttle with speed, but Stork will need to react very, very quickly. He's not pulling his probe. The Dragoons are blocking the probe line. Very nicely done, though, from Stork. And Rich is going to back up on this side of the map with some Dragoons here. Rich is ahead by about 6 supply. I don't know if this is Stork's problem with his macro or what. But now the next waves of Dragoon just bombed, so he will have additional forces. 4 gateway coming out from Stork with double Reavers, and now both players will finish the Shuttle with speed at just about the same time. And this game reminds me of the game between Stork and Bisu, where they have identical builds, identical number of units, identical positioning, and identical outcomes of the matches, of the fights. But anyways, looks like Stork is gonna push Rich back. Rich back. Rich is gonna try to counterattack with a Shuttle and Reavers. And Shuttle with speed kicks in. There is Stork Shuttle is going to come towards this right side of the map. I have to pay attention very, very closely to what is happening on screen because it's not very, very obvious. There's a Shuttle flying right in. We have double Dragoons and some observers spot, but the double Reavers from Stork will destroy those forces. What is happening with the other Shuttle? There it is. The Shuttle from Rich's return is actually not engaging in the battle, but Stork has taken a nice fight and he's ahead by about 4 supply now. Nicely done. The Shuttle, though, by Stork gets sniped in the middle of the map. This is so terrible. As you can see, Stork has lost the Shuttle and both of the Reavers. He's behind by about 10 supply. He's gonna try to engage here, but beside it, Rich has got his double Reaver. Stork's gonna try to engage. The Shuttle is out of position for Rich, but he's picked up his Reavers and Stork's have to back up now. Nice Reaver shot from Rich to push Stork back, and Stork is in some serious trouble. His forces have been split into half and he's lost his Shuttle and Reavers. I guess this is why this game is going to be epic, because normally Stork would have an overwhelming advantage because his skill level is much better than Rich. But because of that blunder, he's gonna have to be playing from behind here. There's going to be a Citadel Dune, I believe. And it's gonna be a second robotics. Rich is pushing hard to the middle. He's trying to push these Dragoons back and gain some leverage before he attack onto the enemy space. Actually, Rich is actually not expanding. He's got a nice, advantage in terms of numerical figures, but need to either attack or expand. He's gonna be going for a double robotics. Both players are playing upon the same style, a completely mirror situation between these two players, but Rich once again is ahead by about 10 to 15 supply. These Dragoons are getting pushed back by Stork. Stork is losing a lot of stuff here. We have some Dragoons waiting, and what is this observer just checking to see if there's going to be an expansion or not. Stork has saved some of his bases, but it's going to be very, very tricky. Where's the shadow from Rich, excuse me? I don't see it. Wait, what happened? Did he lose his shadow and Reavers? Maybe I have to actually watch the replay a bit later, but apparently now we have oh my god, 0 shadow and Reavers from Rich. Okay, there it is. Excuse me, what am I saying? He's just sitting here. He's just enjoying the show. Let's take a look at the upgrades now. The Dragoons don't have any upgrades at all from neither of the players, but Rich is going with Scarab damage. This could be helping him with a bit of the attacks here, and looks like behind this we're going to have a quick expansion from Rich. Stork is running around with his observers to see exactly if there's going to be any chance of counterattack, but for now he's surrounded from various corners. He's surrounded on this side by a presence of about 11 Dragoons and double Reavers, quadruple Reavers. That is so insane. Stork has got only 2 Reavers and a shadow. He's going to be in some serious trouble. He's going to be going for +1 weapons, which is quite nice. He's going to try to break out here. He's going to be very, very tough. He is going to take a hit on one of his Reavers. That is so unfortunate. He was once again trying to go for the attack here, but Stork's going to push forward. He takes a big hit on his Dragoons though. The shadow, and we see the Reaver from Stork got sniped. Stork is going to lose the shadow as well. The shadow is going to try to pull back. Both of the Reavers from Stork have died together with the shadow. The shadow is alive, but there's nothing inside. But Rich to have about 2-3 Reavers remaining, and Stork is getting surrounded from all sides. But Stork is going to try to bust out here. Some of the Dragoons from Rich is not being used at all. He's coming from the southern side, but Stork is going to clear the northern parts of the forces, or what? Stork is going to run towards his left side now. He's getting pushed back hard, but I think that was a bad engagement also from Rich, because now Rich is only leading by about 15 to 20 supply, even though he had 4 Reavers versus Stork's 2 Reavers. But anyway, Stork is going to have additional Reavers. Now Rich is not yet coming in to finish out Stork. He's going to try to surround Stork from both sides here. Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. There's going to be an engagement. Their forces from Rich have kind of not arrived at the right time. And these Dragoons are bleeded out for Stork, but nicely traded for Stork to try to maximize the situation given the very, very terrible situation. And he's going to expand towards the 6 o'clock position as Rich is out of that area. Behind this, of course, a new base from Rich is coming up very good, but he needs to saturate his probes a little bit better. He's got a lot of idle probes sitting everywhere. Stork's APM 210, Rich is about 320. I guess Stork doesn't have that much APM, but it always feels like Stork has got much better economic management compared to what's the enemy. Anyways, let's take a look at the upgrades here. For Rich, doesn't have any upgrades at all. He just started +1, and as for Stork, he's gonna finish +1 soon, but Rich is gonna be having Scarab damage. Scarab damage will be very, very, very powerful against these other units here from Stork. Stork with his double robotics is gonna be prepared for the next part of the game here. Rich has got just only Dragoons for now. Where are his Shadow and Reavers? There they are. This is a Shadow. Where's the Shadow? There's a Reaver. Where's the Shadow? He's making massive Reavers, but no Shadow. This is almost like a show match here between these two players, because normally you don't go for double robotics, and you definitely don't go for 4 Reavers without any Shadow at all. I guess Rich just feels that he's so much ahead in the game that he just doesn't need to make any Shadows right now. He's making only Reavers. Wow. Or maybe I'm missing something. Maybe there's a Shadow here. There's a Reaver. Okay, there's a Shadow here from Rich. Try to block this area, and Stork has got a cannon only, and that is going to be a nice Reaver shot, but one Reaver might get sniped. The Reaver is sniped very nicely done by Stork. But he's gonna have to hold his area with a few more Dragoons here. That cannon's gonna come up, and Rich is gonna back up. Rich needs to expand once again somewhere else. Okay, Stork is gonna be coming up with double Shadow. Where is he going exactly? He's gonna land himself in here. There's gonna be a cannon defending from Rich, and Rich is gonna come back with some Dragoon. Stork will land a lot of Reavers here. Be very, very good. It's gonna be a counter Reaver from Rich, but he has lost his Reaver as well. There's 3 Reavers remaining, losing a lot of units here. Stork is gonna land great shot here from Stork. He's still alive with his triple Reavers and a single Shadow, but now the Shadow is gone. The double Reavers take some nice shot against the Dragoons only. Great shots, and that is going to be another hit here. And the Reaver from Rich is taking so much damage because the synchronization of the Reavers from Storks are different. As you can see, they did not fire at the same time, so it was a bit tricky for Rich to kind of navigate his Reavers and Shadow between the scrap shot by Stork. But anyways, that was a nice attack. But now Stork is still behind, but Transit Light is going to be a major engagement in the middle of the map here. Some great attack. We're going to be having a single Shadow and 2 Reavers coming out from Rich. And as for Stork, he's going to get pushed back hard. He's going to join from the southern side with some Dragoons, but doesn't have enough. And Stork's going to back up here. This is going to be a nice, crazy PvP fight. We've not had a long PvP for a while, guys. Actually, to be honest, we have not had any PvP for a long time. We've had a lot of other matches, but not the mirror matches, so definitely not PvP. But anyways, Rich is coming forward, and he's going to surround Stork from both sides as an observer that is nicely spotting this position. There's a Reaver. Stork is not paying attention. He's going to push his Dragoons back on the low ground. He's going to have to engage right now. There's going to be a replacement Shadow coming out. There's an engagement on this other side of the map, though. It looks like the angles is terrible. Terrible angles for Rich. Stork is going to push the enemy back on this side. I need to hold this area with just a double Reavers here. Observer nicely positioned. There's going to be a hidden base from Stork at the top and the bottom right. This is so fun. Rich need to find out about this hidden base right now. Because of course Stork is a favorite to win, so he would try to be as cunning as possible given the fact that he's behind in militaristic power. It's going to be a nice attack, and the Shadow is still alive, but looks like Rich is going to try to take out this base. Stork is not in the right position to actually save his base. He will lose a cannon together with all of the probes. That was a terrible engagement here from Stork, but Stork is going to try to go for a counter-attack. This is not a bad idea. He's pressing forward. Where's Stork's Shadow? There it is. It's got double Reavers inside, and Rich, we need to actually hold this area with 3 Dragoons and a couple of cannons. And these forces need to be used. Looks like the Shadow from Rich is returning, but returning to the wrong location. Stork is going to try to engage from both angles, but there's a lot of Dragoons in position. What is Stork's plan? He's going to try to check out the top left. There's nothing there, but he's going to try to engage over here. And Reaver from Rich are there. There's a lot of Zelle. Stork is going to pull back. He's in some serious trouble. He's got only 2 Reavers against 5 Reavers from Rich, and reinforcement coming from the southern side as well. Look at how many Dragoons from Rich coming out here, and Stork is going to get surrounded. He gets his entire army cut off from reinforcement and decimated. He's doing some small engagement on the southern side, but it's not enough. As you can see, a single Reaver without support of the Shadow is feeling so lonely, but he's taking a lot of great hits. It might take another great hit on this big clump of Dragoons. Another final hit was not to be expected. But Stork has saturated his new base, and keep in mind that Rich is only still on 3 bases, despite winning most of the engagements and having better upgrades for the Reavers. He has not yet been able to do anything beyond the first few fight victories. Anyways, both players have double the same upgrades on the Dragoons. Both have +1 weapons. And as for Stork, what is going to be the plan? He's going to try to re-expand here. Rich is gonna hope that he's actually leading in the fight, but he doesn't know that if Stork expands it again, then the player is gonna be having the same number of bases. But anyways, we're gonna be having a new base, a 4th base from Rich at the 3 o'clock position. Rich is sitting at home right now with the rest of his forces, but he's got a tons of Reavers. Once again, double Shadow coming out, and he's gonna try to check out the bottom right. Possibly, if this base gets sniped, the end is near for Stork. As you can see, the Shadow is coming across, and Stork's got Observer to spot. But Stork's gonna say, you know what? I think that you don't know about my new base. It's just gonna sit there. Okay, distance mining here from Stork. I think he's trying to fake to Rich that he doesn't have any bases at all. Maybe that is the plan. But anyways, double Shadow coming out on this side of the match. He's gonna try to snipe the cannons. Nice attack here. The double Reavers from Reach. It's not Reach. Rich takes a couple of hits. And the Nexus was cancelled as well. So Stork brings his game right back. But of course, if you look at the number of Psi, and Stork is still behind by about 30 supply. That's going to be a big gap we need to overcome here. But Rich is on 3 bases, and actually he's mining the bases that actually have less minerals. Stork is mining from the bases that have a lot more minerals, but still Stork need to win engagement, and Rich is the one who has got a huge number of Reavers. He's got 4 Shadows. Oh, I guess now the Shadows don't have anything inside, but whatever, that's fine. Anyway, Stork's gonna try to take a gamble. He's gonna try to expand to the 6 o'clock position. And as for Rich, I think he's gonna be waiting for major engagement. Okay, he finally have Dark Templar. Keep in mind that during this entire time, Stork did not have time to upgrade to Dark Templar tech. or Templar tech in general. He is just, going with his bare Dragoons and Zealot and Reavers here. Nice attack to actually kill out one of the cannons, but Stork is taking a few more hits on his Reaver that he actually wanted, I think. He's gonna try to pick up a few more forces here, but for the time being, Rich is kind of getting pushed back here. He's gonna upgrade Storm. Of course, he's already got Zelle with leg done, I believe. So the next battles will be decided by Storms and Zealot and Zealots and High Templars. But for now, we do have a few Reavers just getting mixed in. Let's go. Doctor is gonna try to check on the bottom right there. No cannons, there are no observers. So that base will fall very quickly. Maybe the destination is going to be the 6 o'clock base. As you can see, Stork has seen the body of that Dartmouth moving across the map, but he has not yet have observers in the right location, and the 6 o'clock position is going to be posted. If Rich knows what's good for him, he's going to try to attack together with his main army. As the Dartmouth begins to swipe the 6 o'clock position, Stork is not paying attention. He's moving his units around here, and Dartmouth has arrived. Where is it going exactly? He's going to try to sit here. What is happening with his Dartmouth? He's not going to try to attack, and he's going to be waiting for the Reaver to arrive to clear out these bases, and looks like Stork is going to pull his probe. Is it going to be successful? I guess it is successful. The Nexus is about to fall here. There's going to be a few Dragoons to come out to support, surrounding from both sides, and Rich is actually not engaging with the rest of his army. The Nexus is going to live, or what? The Nexus is alive. The Nexus is still alive. The Dragoons go sort of take some hits, and the Reaver with the Shadow has been sniped. So Rich has unnecessarily shot himself in the foot here, but he's ahead by about 50 supply. Even though he's behind by bases, he's gonna try to go for major attack. He's got a lot of Shadow, a lot of Reavers. He's got, I think, at least 6 Reavers, and the major engagement has begun, but looks like the Shadow took a detour. Is gonna be in the wrong location here, but finally the engagement is gonna take place. Nice Shadow getting sniped here. Only 1 Shadow, no, 0 Shadow remains, and good shot from Stork. He's got 4 Reavers and a couple of Shadows to pick them up, and looks like there's gonna be some nice storming here attacking. The Shadow's gonna get sniped. Water Shadow is down, but there's still 3 Reavers remaining. He's gonna take a few more shots, but Stork doesn't have enough army. There was a sick attack by Rich, and now he's really leading about 60 supply. This base will fall. A few cannons are coming up, but Stork doesn't have enough forces to cover this area. Rich only has High Templar Dragoons, so he doesn't actually have any Shadow, but actually he doesn't need any Shadows at all. This Nexus is going to be falling. As you can see, Rich is expanded towards the 3 o'clock position as well. Great storm on the pylons, on the probes. It's going to be a Reaver coming out to support. It's not taking any hit. To take a few hits on one of the Dragoons, but that is going to be the end of this attack. As you can see, actually cannot even kill out the High Templars. The High Templar is still alive, and that Reaver will fall. So I guess Stork will GG any moment now. He doesn't have enough armies, but that was a nice attack and nice games overall by Rich. 3 cannons saving this base from extinction, but I mean, that is just a problem with Rich not discovering it for the time being. Rich is gonna try to send some probes towards the new base. Keep in mind that Rich is about to be mined out very soon. The Shadow flies over, and he will know about the Nexus. There he sees it. Oh my god, he's gonna pull back. The last minute down to have the Reaver to snipe out that cannon one by one, but he's gonna be careful. The cannon's gonna try to take some hits at the Reaver. But GG from Stork, nicely done by Rich. If you enjoyed this cast, feel free to buy me a coffee, and it's gonna be in the video. Bye.